Hello, friends. It's Samuel's Library and Miss Patty to read to you a good evening, sweetheart, bedtime story or two. This is my friend Theodore. He's my teddy. I think he should be called Theodore because you know what? The first teddy was named for Theodore Roosevelt, who was one of our presidents long ago. So this is my buddy, Theodore, and one of my children gave him to me. Imagine that. He's awfully cuddly and soft. I hope you have somebody to cuddle with as we do our story time. I'm wondering what you did today. Did you play outdoors? Did you play Play-Doh? Play-Doh, did you know that we still have lots of Play-Doh for prizes if you're reading your stories at home? And if you come in and tell us about your books for the summer reading program, it's still going. It's not too late to get your prizes, even different colors of Play-Doh. So I'm going to put Teddy Theodore down and let's read a favorite. Maybe you have read this story, or at least the first one. There's 3 stories by Mo Willems, one of my favorite authors, and this is Knuffle Bunny Free. It's the 3rd one in his series, and he wrote it for his daughter. So maybe she had a very special sleeping friend that she carried with her. Let's see about this. It's a good story. One day, not so long ago, Trixie took a big trip with her family. They were on their way to visit their Oma and Opa in Holland. Holland is really far away, you know. So that meant taking a taxi to the airport, waiting in line, watching Knuffle Bunny go through the big machine. She looks a little concerned, waiting some more, and finally getting onto a real airplane. Maybe you've done that before. On the plane, Trixie played and read and slept. Before she knew it, the plane had landed. Trixie and her family left the airport and got on a train to go to Oma and Opa's house. Oma and Opa were so happy to see Trixie. Soon, Oma and Trixie were drinking cold glasses of chocolate milk in the garden. Suddenly, Trixie realized something. Trixie didn't tell her daddy that Knuffle Bunny was gone. She didn't have to. He could see her face, couldn't he? Who knew? Trixie's daddy called the airline and asked them to look for Knuffle Bunny on the plane. But the plane had left for China, on the other side of the world. China is very far away, and Trixie knew that. Trixie's mommy hugged her and asked her to be brave. Trixie's daddy told the story of when he was a little boy and said goodbye to his special lammy. Oma gave Trixie another glass of chocolate milk and remarked on how big she was getting. Trixie understood. She was getting bigger. Even if she wished she wasn't. The next morning, Trixie tried to enjoy going to the cafe and the swings and the playground and the carnival that was in town. Very fun things. And while the whole week was filled with fun things like eating French fries on the street and visiting real windmills and feeding the ducks, Trixie was still sad. She missed her Knuffle Bunny. Oma and Opa understood. Oma and Opa had a plan. That night, they had a surprise for Trixie, a brand new top-of-the-line Funny Bunny Wunny doll, Extreme. Wow! It could walk, it could dance, it could speak Dutch, but it couldn't make Trixie feel any better. Trixie was sure she wouldn't be able to sleep another night in a strange bed without her Knuffle Bunny. But before she knew it, she was dreaming. What was she dreaming? Okay, I've got to do this big thing. She dreamed of Knuffle Bunny and all the places he would visit. In China, in her mind, she dreamed of all the children. Here we go. Knuffle Bunny would meet. She dreamed of how Knuffle Bunny would make them all feel better. That is very, very sweet, isn't it? The next morning, Trixie felt better. Trixie had a big breakfast. She played with Oma on the playground swings. She even tried a sip of Opa's coffee at the cafe. It was a great day. Ice cream always makes it better, huh? Before she knew it, the trip was over and it was time to go home. Trixie hugged Oma and Opa as hard as she could. Goodbyes are hard, aren't they? Then Trixie and her family got back onto the train and back onto the plane. And listened to the crying baby as the plane lifted off. Wah! But can you believe it? Right there on that very plane, Trixie noticed something. What does she see in the pocket in front of her on the plane? Knuffle Bunny! Trixie was so happy to have Knuffle Bunny back in her arms. Isn't that amazing? Happy enough to make a decision, Trixie turned around and said, "Would you like your baby? Do you think your baby would like my Knuffle Bunny?" Mom and Dad said, "Really?" asked the baby's mother. And "Really?" asked Trixie's daddy. "Really?" asked Trixie's mommy. "Pluggy, pluggy?" asked the baby. "Really?" said Trixie. She was big enough. Isn't that amazing? The baby was happy. The baby's mother was thankful. Trixie's parents were very proud. And the other passengers were very relieved. It's hard to listen to a baby cry, isn't it? And that's how, a few weeks later, Trixie received her very first letter. The end. See the picture of the baby with Knuffle Bunny. A note to Trixie. Trixie, I hope to watch you grow up, fall in love, start a family, and be happy. And I hope that one day, many years from now, you will receive a package. From an old pen pal. Love, Daddy. Isn't that fun? Yeah, so Mo Willems wrote this for his daughter. Isn't that sweet? And wasn't that sweet of her to give her special Knuffle Bunny to a little person who will love Knuffle Bunny too? Very special. So I have one more story for you. It's called Piggies. As you get ready to go to bed yourself, this is a fun story of somebody getting ready to go to bed, and Audrey Wood and Dawn Wood. Piggies. I've got two fat little piggies. Is your thumb fat? Two smart piggies. Two long little piggies. Two silly little piggies. And two wee little piggies. Sometimes they're hot little piggies. We've had a lot of hot days, haven't we? And sometimes they're cold little piggies. Sometimes they're clean little piggies. And sometimes they're dirty little piggies. Oh my. Sometimes they're good little piggies. But not at bedtime. That's when they skip down my tummy, dance on my toes, and run away and hide. So I put them together all in a row for two fat kisses, two smart kisses, two long kisses, two silly kisses. And two wee kisses good night. Isn't that sweet? It's fun to imagine things as you're drifting off to sleep. And that's a fun game. So I hope you have a great night, and I'm hoping that you can come in and get some prizes and new books and see us and have a good night's sleep. Good night.